Didn't you get in trouble for that logo?
It's getting serious on this track, fam.
We showed you what the GOAT was last year when we beat y'all 50-7.
Let's go! One team!
Relax, big boy.
Team One Podcast?
One Team One Podcast.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Really good job. Yeah.
Why is he so fat? So fat.
One team!
What's up, guys? Hello, friends.
This is the nicest week of the year.
The best week of the year, guys. It's Masters Week. One Team, One Podcast, episode 67, coming to you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And we are positive, guys. There is no negativity around here at all. It is only good thoughts. Azaleas blooming. You know what time it is. It's time for the Masters on CBS.
The 1 week of the year that I'm going to very happily wake up at 7 o'clock.
Tomorrow, I'm supposed to go to work. I'm actually under the weather. So there is a chance. No, I really am. Is a chance that I don't go to work tomorrow. And it would just be a coincidence this year. But yeah, I would wake up and just watch the Masters all day long.
How convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, welcome back to One Team, One Podcast. It's Jack and Matt. Man, lot going on. We're going to talk about some LSU stuff in a little bit, but this episode is really going to be about golf, probably. So if you don't like it, tough. Get over it. It's stogies and bogeys time. All right, so the Masters is here, and we'll lower that. We'll play that again in a little bit because you just can't get enough of it.
No.
It's Masters
I
time.
wake up to that every morning, by the way.
We're watching. Jack Nicklaus was just on the screen. Now we're looking at Jordan Spieth. We're going to talk about. I have a FanDuel that I'm a part of, and we're doing our Masters bracket, or not bracket. What is it called?
I don't know. It's called a league technically.
So you have to pick like 6 people, or how does it work?
So you pick.
Explain it to our listeners.
There's the first group that you pick is out of the first timers, quote unquote, and there's only 6 of those guys. 3 of them are amateurs.
Okay.
One of those is Will Zalatoris, and I'm pretty sure our guy from Catholic High mentioned him as someone
One of the
that,
guys that he's looking at,
Yeah, he went to Wake Forest. Will Zalatoris.
Walter Anderson. That was our
Walter
guy from
Anderson.
Catholic.
I was trying to remember his name.
Okay.
Yeah, so I picked him out of there just because of that. And Will Zalatoris is actually a top 50 player in the world right now. But anyway, and then the next group that you pick is former winners. And I think there were something like 14 of those, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Americans, and then it's international players.
Okay. So
and then you pick a tiebreaker, which is how many pars will be made in the entire tournament.
Okay, whatever.
How many
Look at last
year. How many
year.
would you guess for that?
How many pars are made in the entire tournament? How many people are even in the tournament?
Huh? It's 88. And then I think 62, 64 make the cut.
Jesus.
I put 3,100 something.
I mean, I would just go off of last year and see if you could find the stat on how many were made last year. Or maybe in 2019.
I didn't even do that. I kind of wanted to just see if I could do it.
I would go to 2019 because 2020 was in November and it was like high scoring and everything. So you need to go back to 2019.
Right.
Yeah. See this guy. Oh my God, I'm smart. Jacob Grash is in the chat already. Masters Fantasy, baby. Let's go. Yes. All right. So we're gonna talk about my FanDuel because I'm in a FanDuel tournament.
Are you?
Yes. It's $100 buy-in.
Okay.
And I think there's like 12 people.
Sure.
I have to pick 6 guys.
Okay.
And I only have $60,000 to spend.
Have you picked anybody yet?
I've picked all 6, but
Okay.
we'll go through it.
Do it.
And let's stir it up a little bit. Like we don't have to get to it right this second. We can get to it in a second.
What are we waiting on?
All right. So, but there's 6 guys, and like obviously, Dustin Johnson's the most money, and
Sure.
Bryson DeChambeau, and you know the drill.
Definitely.
But you can go all the way down to like Fred Couples at like 8,000 or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I'll go over my list in a second. But first, before we do all that, we have to talk about our great partners for One Team One Podcast. Brand new sponsor, and he's located on the screen right here, down there. All audio podcasts now are presented by Bank of England Mortgage. That's BOE Mortgage. Patrick Michelson, a great friend for years of mine. He is running the Southern States region of Bank of England Mortgage. He lives in St. Francisville. Great guy. I talked to him the other day. He was in Dallas. I was doing our old fashioned review at Overpass Merchant. He was actually at the new Rangers ballpark, and he was at there. He says behind home plate they have a speakeasy where you can go in, and it's like a little bar at the behind home plate or whatever. They have like a little bar in there.
Where'd you say this was?
At the new Rangers ballpark in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
And he said he was going to try their old fashions and tell me
how
they went. I haven't seen anything about them.
No, did you see how packed that stadium was?
No.
That was the most packed stadium I've seen since last year.
Yeah, well, I know that's like a big deal, right? Like in Texas is definitely you can do all that in Texas.
Right.
Yeah, great partner of ours.
I just figured the MLB wouldn't allow it.
I think it's just a state by state rule, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So great partner of ours. We're going to be talking to him more about. There's some golf stuff that we need to talk to him about. And we may be on the verge of something bigger with a golf side of things. We're thinking like a golf tour, golf reviews, golf course reviews, Louisiana. There's a lot of stuff in motion with that. So we'll keep you guys abreast of what's going on with that.
Right.
There's a production company. Like it's getting to where it's like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. I'm reaching out to Southern Marsh. Do you want the Southern Marsh golf tour of Louisiana? I think that would be a pretty easy idea.
We talked to Michael Jordan today.
Yeah, we emailed Michael Jordan at gmail.com. I'm
No
sure
idea.
he's got one, right? He sent it. You actually sent it, though,
I
right?
typed in Michael space Jordan, and then it said michaeljordan@gmail.com, and I said,
Sure.
sure, why not?
Yeah. So, and you said, just do it.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. Just do it. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of things going.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking to people. Obviously, we have the bourbon stuff going. We're still doing that. We're in the Elite Eight. And we have Stabs versus Oliver Twist tomorrow night, and then we're on to the Final Four. So obviously, guys, we love LSU sports. We love bourbon. I'm drinking an old fashioned right now, even though I can't breathe out of my nose. I'm still drinking an old fashioned. It's probably a good thing. It probably helps me.
Mhm.
But then
Definitely.
we love golf and we love to smoke cigars.
That's what
So
they used to do way back in the day. Is if they
yeah,
if
this
they were
was
feeling bad,
this was
they just
a
drink heavily.
well, no. The old fashioned was actually I've heard this this was like the elixir that you would drink in the morning to get to open up your system or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where the bitters come from and all that stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, we see Courtesy Automotive Group is on the screen as well. We appreciate Brandon Lejean over in Lafayette. Guys, reach out to him. He can deliver cars to you anywhere in the state, guys. He posted a deal today. Every now and then he'll get a used car in. You got to reach out to him whenever he does that. If you guys are looking for an automobile, give Brandon a call. He'll hook you guys up with a great deal. Tell him that you love Will Wade. For Christ's sakes, tell him that you love Will Wade. He's going to knock the price off of the vehicle. I'm telling you. Just telling you. Say boot up or something like that. He'll knock it off. Also,
Brandon a golfer at all?
I'll ask him. I don't think he is.
I don't think so either.
I mean, he's basketball. He's
Yeah,
big time basketball,
He's a big basketball guy. Although he told me that he wouldn't play in a basketball league either. So
we're all getting older.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. You know, when I tried to do that whole thing, he was like, we're a bunch of old 45-year-olds from
right.
Lafayette, right? And I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah.
All right. So also we need to give a big shout out to Relief Pools and Spas, Relief Pools and Patios, I should say, but he does spas. Ben Landry, give him a call. He had a pool company. A full disclosure on Ben, great guy, young guy, very hungry, but he's learned his lessons in business. So he had a pool company, didn't go great. He did a marketing company. COVID hit, and he went back to kind of like what he was really good at, which was just servicing people one pool at a time. And that's kind of what his motto is now. Is he just wants to he just wants to give a good product each and every time, and he doesn't want to take too much business at the same time. So he's actually full up until I think June or July. So get on the books now, because he doesn't want to take too many at one time, because he knows, and a lot of pool companies don't know this. I've put a pool in myself, and this is what happens: is they get so full with business, they start rushing you, or all of a sudden you don't see these guys for like 2 weeks because they're on another job, and it's piss poor service. He knows that. He's been through the drill on this already. So give Ben Landry a call on this. Great guy. We're going to play golf with Ben soon too. He wants to play golf.
Fantastic.
I told him maybe
good?
next week at some point.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's decent.
Decent? Okay.
He's better. He's better than me for sure.
You tell me that you're decent. That means
no, he might be
like 85s.
He might be like
15
high
handicap?
80s.
High 80s.
High 80s.
That's ideal.
So a good guy. Give him a call. He's from Baton Rouge, and he's a hustler guy. So he'll make it happen. And tell him that the podcast sent you. For Christ's sakes, tell him that. He'll love that. Also, Ether Insurance, Adam and Murado, Ether Insurance. You're just throwing them out one by one, man. Wow. Adam and Murado, Ether Insurance. Any quote you want on any insurance. So auto, home, life, commercial, all of that. Dude, they're getting quotes like crazy. You want to talk about another guy that can hustle for some business. I'm telling you, if you give him a quote and you say, hey, look, I will only do business with you if it's this much less than this, he is going to find something to work. He is also in the real estate business. He's also in the mortgage business. So dude, he figures out ways to help out his clients. So give Adam Emirato a call. Send him put a quote online at etherins.com. That would be awesome. Also, Bogies. I want to give a big shout out to Clayton over at Bogies. We're going to be doing a show. That's Bear Process Safety. We'll talk about Bear, the big orange bear, Adam Barry, process safety for plant, industrial. Give these guys a call. They're doing kind of, I would say it's nobody else is doing this stuff. Nobody else is doing some of the things that Bear Process Safety is doing in that genre. There's a lot of old school guys in process safety, and I don't know if you guys know that, but like they're just the young, innovative crew that's getting business that some of these old timers are not going to be able to get. They're getting stuff from like he was in Belgium, he was doing something in South Korea recently, all through Zoom, all automated. Like they have it all figured out to where they're just a small little boutique company in Baton Rouge, but they can do all this stuff. Anyway, so Bear Process Safety, reach out to them, bearprocesssafety.com, and then Bogies. It's Clayton over at Bogies, man. So check these guys out. They're back open full capacity now. They really need. I know it's Bogies. Everybody knows the name Bogies, but man, these places need help.
Yeah.
Restaurants and bars is in general. We were at Overpass, and it's like, man, they can finally be at full capacity.
Right. Yeah. You know something about Bogies too is when we went there for the Durante Jones Bourbon Club, me and Cole came and just came and watched y'all, and man, it's so much nicer in there now. They completely redid it during COVID. That was, I mean, that was a great call. A lot of those Tigerland bars have done that, but
yeah,
Bogies
the house is like that now.
Bogies has a pool table.
Yeah, they have a
That's
pool
fantastic.
table.
They redid all the floors. It looks really nice in there, actually.
And I want to try. So it depends on the weather this weekend. We're kind of playing it by ear, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to make Bogies kind of like the Masters. Obviously, Bogies with golf reference.
Sure.
We'll try to go out there. I'm thinking Saturday during the day. They may be doing like a crawfish boil or something, and maybe we're outside. If the weather is right, I don't know if it will be, but if the weather's right, we can be outside on the patio while they're doing a crawfish boil with the Masters.
They give some free crawfish.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. So he's completely on board with us, and we love those guys. We're doing some Bogies merch on our website. So check out oneteam1podcast.com. Also, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on that website, new shirts and stuff all the time. We're getting some people giving us shit on Twitter about
Stephen Miller
stealing shirts still. Like, I mean, we're still on this. Dude, there's some people that are just we're living in their head apparently. I still get stuff about this all the time.
That is so 1 year ago, Stephen.
It's so 2020, Stephen. We've moved on, buddy.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, come on, brah. Ball.
What you doing, ball?
But anyway, all right. So let's talk about. You want to talk about the Masters? Let me pull up my FanDuel. Who is your like your picks here for to win?
Okay, so my picks on the
like who would you bet on?
Who would I bet money on?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. I don't actually know a lot of the sports lines. Like a lot of the I don't know the odds.
Well, they're all like a plus whatever, you know.
Sure.
Like for golf.
Sure. No, I get that, but I don't know. I don't know those like off the top of my head.
Okay, here you want to give. I'll give you my 6.
Okay.
This is a starting lineup, and I'm not sure. I don't know all the rules on this. I don't know if it's something that I can like change after the first round.
I doubt it.
Or this is just throughout, right?
I'm pretty sure it would be.
Okay.
Right.
Jordan Spieth.
What were his odds?
Well, there's no odds. It's like it. So you get $60,000 to spend, and his is $10,900.
Okay.
So he's just over the 10,000 mark. So
you get 60,000. You said
60,000. You get 6 golfers. My next one is Matthew Wolff. You mentioned Matthew Wolff on Twitter today. Next is I kind of went a little crazy with the money here, but Justin Thomas.
What was he?
$11,800.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Wolfie was again?
9,000. So 9, I thought that was a great pick.
Under the
great pick. I think this guy is ready to bust out a little bit?
I know who it is.
Who?
Victor Hovland.
No.
Damn.
No.
You're such a
Victor
Vic-
Hovland was
You're
too.
such a Victor Hovland guy.
No, Matthew Wolf. I'm a Matthew Wolf guy.
But you've been a Victor Hovland guy for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I
now.
like Victor Hovland. So this one I think is a guy that he's been waiting around, and I think he's about to he's a good one for the money. Jason Day, $9,800.
Really? Okay. That's an
I
interesting.
like it. Here's a guy.
Strangely
all right,
low.
So here's a guy who's it was over the 10,000 mark, but he can pop off a 63 anytime he wants. It feels like every now and then you're like, holy shit, this guy had a 62. Who is it?
Man, I don't know. I don't
You're
actually
like,
know.
golly.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Webb Simpson.
Ugh. I was hoping it wasn't Webb Simpson. That was the first name that came in my head, honestly.
Webb
But I was
Simpson.
like, no way.
All right. So
Ugh, I
the
hate
last
Webb
one I
Simpson and
had,
his
the last one I
fucking-
had,
It's fucking hybrids.
I had like $8,100 left or something like that. So
Uh-huh.
I can only pick like the bottom of the bottom.
Okay.
And I'd have to go through these and kind of show you who that was.
Sure.
But I picked a guy that I've seen play well before, and that's Kevin Na.
Oh, I love Kevin Na.
$8,000.
I don't know how he usually does in the Masters.
I don't know that either.
Um,
But what I can see is like
I love Kevin Na though.
I can
And
see
his-
like how many cuts they've made this year, kind of like
you
stuff
saw
like
that thing Kevin Na had a couple weeks ago,
No,
or he was playing. It was him and he was playing against Dustin Johnson, and they were playing in it was the Dell match play,
okay,
and DJ picked up his ball. I think it was like a 1.5 foot putt or something before Kevin Na like okayed it.
yeah,
And like Kevin Na was like, he just like you could hear the whole conversation that they had on the side of the green where Kevin Na was like, "Hey man, like basically, you know,
you're
shouldn't
not
have,
supposed to do
you shouldn't
that.
have you shouldn't have done that." Like, and he just Kevin Na kind of made a stink about it, which was unfortunate because I love Kevin Na.
Yeah. What did Dustin Johnson do?
I think he was just like, "All right, I'm sorry, man,"
Whatever,
and then he just
bro.
like walked out.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was kind of funny. It kind of turned into a thing on Twitter.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm doing that right. So what we were trying to do tonight, guys, we were going to have the For the People podcast, which is JJ Killian and John Peterson,
Right.
LSU alum. They were going to come on tonight, and I was going to show them my FanDuel, and they would be able to give me. And I'm still going to reach out to them and say, "Hey, here's my FanDuel.
Mhm.
Who do I need to get?"
Who are some guys that
who's on fire right now
Uh-huh.
that you want to
right?
that you would want to pick.
Right.
I'm definitely going to do that. We have Sam Burns' phone number.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how we're gonna do that, but if he doesn't make the cut Saturday,
Fingers crossed.
oh, I am gonna root for that now. So anyway, Masters week, man, love this week. I'm actually just called a yard guy, and I'm like, dude, I really want the pine straw in my mulch
God.
area. I want the azaleas. I want it all. He was like, that's $2,000, guys. It's like, okay.
Where do I
Anyway,
sign?
yeah, basically. So, all right, let's talk about. We have to talk about LSU. I mean, we have to. We're an LSU podcast, sort of. I guess.
Yeah.
I
I don't. I think there's nothing good to talk about with LSU right now.
No, there
It's,
really
it's
isn't.
all bad.
I mean, baseball team sucks right
I'm
now.
annoyed with all of it. Let's just go through like a list of everything.
Well, give
that's
me the
happened.
list and like throw me
Okay.
the bullets.
So let's go. Swept by Vandy last week.
Yeah, and
Jaden Hill's out for the season.
I hate. Okay, let
Am
me
I going to go through the bullet points,
No,
or
no,
are
no,
you going
hold
to cut
on.
me off on every single one?
single one. I'm going to talk about the
Okay.
bullet. Okay, so swept by Vandy. I don't like the. I hate the. I told you this was going to happen. Right? I hate that
What do you
guy
mean?
on Twitter. Like, there's a guy on Twitter. I told you. Haven't I been saying this over and over and over? But I will say this. I knew we were about to get railroaded in the SEC.
Yeah.
Like our hitting was subpar at the beginning of the season, and we were losing games to Air Force.
Right.
So I've noticed a few things. There's a couple of new stuff that we need to talk about with baseball that I've realized.
Okay,
Midweek games.
sure.
Um,
We're spanking people in the middle.
yeah, we're heads
we
and
haven't lost
shoulders.
one yet.
We're
right?
heads and shoulders above those teams. Do you know
Mhm.
why?
because we have we're loaded.
COVID rosters.
Right.
We have a loaded COVID
Right.
roster, and these smaller schools can't. There's a disparity between those schools and SEC schools right now. So
Mhm.
there is a reason why we're so good this year
Right.
against those schools compared to normal. But going back to SEC, something that Charles Hannegriff said, and I think this is a perfect reason. Well, I shouldn't say reason. There's a lot of reasons, but one of the things that's not good right now is that you don't have that JUCO guy like that we would usually have in a good year.
Yeah.
And I completely credit him on this because I thought that was a perfect summation of this, where we have these like freshmen, and then we have like some guys who have been around for a couple of years, but we don't have these guys in the middle of that.
Haney's the best, man.
He is.
Every
And
time I listen from 12 to 3, I come out with something. I'm like, oh, this is my new opinion now.
midweek games matter, Sam. He said midweek games count again. No, midweek games matter. Hashtag Matt Moscona. And why are we going after Matt Moscona about everything? What's the deal? I don't get
Right.
it. Like
why now?
No, and I like this is a slow season, and I get it, and everything is like chaotic, and people try to make stories out of things that,
Sure.
and they try to like gaslight, and
Yeah.
it's just not my game, bro. Like whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway.
Okay, so next bullet.
Jaden Hill's out for the season.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Let's tank for Trevor, bro.
There's no tanking. It's college.
Oh, you can't do that.
There's no draft, bro. So yeah, so
he wasn't
so
really pitching that well
you-
anyway. Hey,
right. So
here's
you-
another
you-
thing.
You
Here's
thought
another
we
thing.
sucked? Whew, it's about to get worse.
Oh, here's another thing. Does it really matter if you can't score more than 2 runs? Does it really matter?
Well, it's gonna matter once you start playing against not like super insane elite pitching.
Well,
You know what I mean?
all right, 2 weekends we have Kentucky and we have South Carolina. South Carolina's not a bad team, by the way, but Kentucky maybe 2 out of 3, something like that. At Kentucky
Yeah.
is what we're talking about. South Carolina, I don't see you. I mean, I could see you easily losing 2 out of 3 to South Carolina. But then,
Definitely.
but then you have Ole Miss and Arkansas back to back.
Right.
It's not.
No,
gonna be
it's
pretty.
brutal. It's definitely it's brutal.
You could come out of those two. You can come out of Ole Miss and Arkansas possibly 1-5.
Right, but none of those teams have the number 1 pick in the MLB draft pitching on Saturday.
No, I agree with that.
So
But
that's why
neither did-
Jaden Hill comes.
But neither did Mississippi State was the thing. Like Mississippi State had a good pitching staff too. But
Yeah.
you saw what Mississippi State did to us, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what Arkansas did to Mississippi State?
Yeah.
They swept them.
They said same thing, right?
I mean, that we're talking about like really high level.
No, I
playing.
get that. I get that. But I mean,
I agree with you.
that
The Vanderbilt pitching staffs were retarded.
I do think that the hitting actually has come not a long way, but it has come along since the Mississippi State series. Even
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely the worst hitting performance I think that we'll have all year.
Yep.
Other than outside of maybe the Air Force series, that was pretty bad.
There's not a lot of good. There's not a lot of good to talk about with LSU baseball.
I mean, no, definitely not.
And yeah,
and it's about to get worse now because Jaden Hill's out.
So Hunt Palmer, I'll bring up, and I'm not a huge Hunt Palmer fan, disclosure, but
I am a big Hunt Palmer guy.
He does
Actually
make
like him a
really
lot.
good points. I know Brandon is too. I think he's watching right now, but he said this. One of the things that LSU should do, Paul Maneri will never do, which is take Landon Marceau and pitch him on Sundays. He said,
Yeah.
You
It's the
already
only
have
game you can win the whole weekend.
so he broke it down like this. We're 1-8 in the SEC. We probably need to get to about, he said, 13-15 to make the NCAA tournament. So you need 12 more wins. He goes, you have 7 SEC series left. So pitch him on Sunday, and you're guaranteed almost 7 Sunday victories. So you need I know.
That's not even.
I
That's
know.
not guaranteed.
I know it's not, but
Maybe 6 out of 7. Let's say 6 out of
so
7.
you have 8. You need 5 more. So you have Labus and somebody
There you
else
go.
on. All you need is 5 wins on those Friday, Saturdays of the next 7 weekends.
Yeah.
He's breaking it down like that, and he goes,
Right.
but again, Paul Manero will never do this.
No, he won't. He will never, ever, ever, ever do that.
No.
Right. Well,
but it
Paul
makes a lot of
Maneri
sense.
is the least forward-thinking coach, maybe in the entire SEC.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I mean, that's like, golly, how many sports do we have to do this in with these
I don't
like
know, man.
backwards-thinking coaches?
Yeah, and it's like, man, you just, yeah, I agree with you. It needs to be where we have somebody that can really be like, I mean, just in front of all of this the whole time. Like Will Wade, man. Will Wade is like the guy who thinks through all of this, and he knows your RPI before we get there. And it's like, I love that. Stuff like that. I just think, what are you laughing at?
No, I just like what Sam said.
Oh, okay.
All good. Master starts tomorrow.
That's true.
Agreed.
Agree.
Agreed.
All right, so give me more negativity. Give me more. Let's get it out of the way.
Let's keep going.
Let's get it out of the way.
Let's keep going. Gloria Scott.
Gloria Scott.
Just the
okay.
whole thing.
Bro.
Do we even want to
What a
go through
soap
that?
opera.
I mean, good Lord.
All right.
So you got the $100,000. These are sub points.
Right.
The $100,000
that this guy, this
attempted
AAU
extortion.
coach, tries to extort. I
He
don't
was
even
an
know.
AAU coach? I didn't know
Yes,
that.
he's an AAU coach
I
in New
actually didn't
Orleans.
read the story. just-
Verge Osbury and Miriam Seeger are having a conversation with this dude, and they're trying to get him on. This is apparently like a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
They have it recorded, and they've just been holding on to it. Like it's so dumb, bro. Like all of this is so stupid. Like, all right, I don't get it. I don't get why you were talking to this guy and recording this, and you were just keeping it quiet the whole time.
Right.
That screams like something bad was going on.
The more this whole thing goes on, the more I'm thinking like, Verge probably needs to go. You know what I mean?
I at this point, I think they need to clean house with some of these people.
Right.
And then, all right,
Miriam Seeger, her representative came out with a full statement from her, basically saying that like the Hush Blackwell report was like a bunch of bullshit. Les Miles had released a statement today saying that
did he?
the Hush Blackwell report was a bunch of bullshit, and that Sharon Lewis can go fuck herself, basically. Shit, what else? They're trying to subpoena Coach O now.
Yeah, I saw
saw
that.
that.
And he don't need to be. All right, here's the
He's doing a
bottom
good
line.
job. He's staying out of it. He released
Well,
a statement. He's like, and they asked him about it in his presser multiple times. He was like,
I need to
"You
drink.
can read.
I need to
You
have
can
a
go
drink."
read my statement if you want."
The bottom line to all this, I heard Jordy talk about this morning too, and I was
Okay.
watching his show. The LSU PR department is a fucking shit show.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is, and it's been bad
I mean,
for
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And now we have a guy. I actually like Coach O, so please don't read into this. But you have a defensive line coach who's your head coach,
Mhm.
and he speaks out of turn sometimes.
Sure.
He says things that he doesn't need to say sometimes.
Mhm.
This is where you need a PR department that can like rein things in. And Jordy did a great job this morning because he called out Derek Panamsky. Derek Panamsky was supposed to be that guy that went under there
True.
and was like his assistant and saying, "Hey, look, this is the way you need to do it," and with the media, blah blah blah. I don't think he's doing shit.
Yeah.
I'll say that he's no friend of mine. Tell
Oh.
you that, but he was friends of Jordy, and
Right.
Jordy's calling him out.
Sure.
That tells me that there's something there.
Right.
The LSU PR is a disaster right now. The USA Today is like one by one, and they've planned this out. They know what they're doing, and they know why they're it's like one thing after another. They've planned it that way. But the Sharon Lewis stuff, $50 million. I've never heard of an employee. I'm trying to think of if there's ever been anything else like this where an employee can sue the employer and still be at the job.
Oh, it's so weird, right?
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
No,
Like,
Eh,
wouldn't you?
like, if-
Wouldn't in that automatic termination?
I mean,
I don't get it.
I don't know
But
if you
like, are you then
legally-
discriminating or whatever?
right?
Like,
Well, legally, I don't know if you can fire her because she's suing you. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You would have to have somebody. I thought I've seen that before. I don't think I've ever been in a position to sue my employer, but
Right, exactly.
but
But
Jesus.
like, I just don't understand. If you're suing LSU, why would you want to stay at LSU?
Well, she stayed there for 20 years.
And
She's been there
isn't
for a
it-
long time.
isn't it just
I think there's a lot
horribly-
of
Isn't it just horribly awkward when you come into work every day?
oh
And
man.
everyone's just like, you kind of just fucked LSU out of
And Scott
$50
Woodward's just like
million.
flipping you off. Like he's just like, yeah, fuck you, Sharon.
Right.
Hey, where's my memo
Uh-huh.
for this morning? You bitch. You think that's what's happening?
Yeah, probably.
Man, that's just so weird. The whole thing is just strange. The Les Miles stuff is just gross.
Yeah.
The Darius Guy stuff is gross.
The
You had a
Darius
lot of
guy stuff is a lot more than gross.
Yeah, and I that's what I didn't like about the whole $100,000 extortion deal
Sure.
was that we're really taking away from the story, which is Darius Geis was rubbing his nuts on this 7-year-old lady
Right.
at the
And
Superdome.
and the craziest thing too is that we've spent the past week and a half talking about the Gloria Scott part.
Yeah.
That's far from the worst that Darius Guice did at LSU.
oh,
you know what I mean?
I know.
And then after LSU too. I mean, choking girls and
This
shit like
this
that.
the guy's never playing football again ever.
No, I mean he should be in jail for 15 years. If he was any other guy, he would be in jail for 15 to life, probably.
Yeah, and then when I made a bad joke the other day when the $50 million
That was good. That
I
was a good
said
joke.
yeah, they'll buy you a lot of Geis jerseys.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I thought you were talking about the Dr. Evil thing.
No.
Oh, baby.
But yeah, the $50 million. Where did that come from? I mean,
What? Yeah, where are you getting that number from?
yeah. What made the only thing I can think
what
of
is
is that
she
you're
suing
going
for?
like I'm a sales guy. You go high and like you're hoping that it lands like in the middle or something. Like, what do you think you're gonna get?
Uh-huh.
Like $5 million? $50 million? It's so laughable. I think you just laughed everybody out of the office. Like I'm pretty big on like knowing your audience and like making a proposal that
Right.
doesn't like have. I don't want the guy to fall out of his chair, and
I mean, maybe it was just supposed to be like a big publicity stunt.
it might be
Is that possible?
could
$50
be.
million. Whoa.
I mean, but I feel like you've made it to where you're not credible anymore
Yeah.
with an offer like so outlandish like
Mhm.
that. You've made it to where you're just trying to get everything you can and get rich.
Right.
Where if you would have gone in and said 10 million, that's not like there's been plenty of
Out of this
$10
world,
million
right. Definitely.
harassment deals or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm no legal guy.
Yeah.
I'm done with this. I'm completely finished with it.
Sure.
I'm moving on to spring football, except Eric Gilbert. I don't really want to talk about Eric Gilbert either. Do you have an Eric Gilbert? You want to talk about Eric Gilbert?
No, I mean, Coach O said the meeting with Eric Gilbert went well, and everyone was glad to
And
see him.
nobody's-
and all I was thinking to that was, great, cool.
Nobody's
care.
asking the right questions there.
Okay.
Nobody's asking no media member is
Well-
asking the questions that they should be asking.
Yeah. Well,
First of all,
because they
will he be
understand-
eligible?
Right.
And it's not just the transfer.
Yeah.
Like if he transfers here and he gets eligibility from the NCAA, does he have the
Well,
grades to actually?
someone actually did ask that question, and he said that they still are talking. They're still in talks with compliance about whether or not he would be eligible. So he actually did talk to that.
There's more though.
There's more that we don't know, but I mean, when he gives an answer like that, it's pretty clear that he's not going to go any further.
Sure, right. So that's I mean, I look more and merrier. Come on down, but I just don't want
Sure.
everybody thinking that he's just immediately going to be a starter for the team next year. I just don't think that's happening.
Definitely.
Um,
And I hope he gets his life on track, and I hope it's here because I think he's going to be a first round pick one day.
I do
So.
too, but I honestly think if he comes here, he's not going to play next year, or maybe half the season, something like that.
I'm cool with half the season of Eric Gilbert.
I
for
am
sure.
too. I'm not. I just don't want everybody to automatically think that he plays in the first game. I don't think
Definitely.
that's happening at all.
Mhm.
But yeah, the next year he'll be like not 2021, but 2022 he'll be here for his junior year, and he will be gone after
his
that.
contract year, right?
He'll be in the NFL after that.
Basically, right.
So you have him one more year. I'm fine with it as long as
That'd be-
everybody has the right
It'd
expectations.
be wonderful, right?
Yeah. Spring football. That's something we can talk about. That's good. I think
when is that game supposed to be?
the 16th, 17th.
Oh,
Because all right,
fuck
full
me.
disclosure, we're gonna have Durante Jones on some podcasts. We're friends. I'm super good friends with DJ now. I call him DJ.
How many years am I gonna miss the spring game, man? I got something going on the 17th.
I think it's the 17th. I don't really know.
I think
Is
you're
it a
right.
Saturday?
I think you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna be in New Orleans that day. Every year I have something going on in the spring game.
I'm just so interested
Unbelievable.
in the quarterbacks right now.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's Miles Brennan and Max Johnson, but then TJ Finley has got this cannon. And does he have any accuracy? I don't know the answer to that because nobody is able to see enough. I'm really interested in maybe getting some guys that are able to see a little bit of what's happening in practice. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. Dad's in the chat. Besh will be a better tight end.
Nah, than Eric Gilbert.
He is a better pass catcher.
I'm not.
I am
I'm
a
not with you there.
huge Jack Besh fan. Huge Jack Besh fan.
Sure. But no. You know what I mean? Like, no. He's not as good as Eric Gilbert.
Here's the difference
he has the same athleticism as Eric Gilbert, except he's 4 inches shorter and 30 pounds lighter.
Here's what I love about about a lot of those 337 kids. And I wanted to talk to Jarrett Rozier. We'll get him back on again and talk about this. But those kids have like this whole like attitude.
Yeah.
Walker Howard, Jack Besh,
Sage Ryan,
sure. Matthew Langlois, all those guys are just like, they have an alpha mentality. Dude, Jack Besh is talking shit to people. He's like dunking over guys and like talking trash.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
Jack Besh.
That's the stuff that
for sure.
I just think that's gonna play very well at LSU. I see that mentality being better than what Eric Gilbert does. Eric Gilbert. We know some stuff about Eric Gilbert that maybe it's not as.
I mean, Eric Gilbert talks some shit too.
Dog-like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
He's got some stuff, got some baggage.
Sure, he has baggage, but that doesn't mean he's not a badass motherfucker on the field.
I don't think he's talking shit like Jack Besh.
He talks a ton of shit.
I didn't see him do that.
He got flagged for it several times.
I didn't see that. Eric Gilbert?
Yeah.
I missed
remember
it.
He was doing it against Missouri. I remember he was doing it against Alabama when he had a couple catches early. Oh, yeah. He was talking a ton of shit, Eric Gilbert was.
Well, maybe I missed it. I don't know. I just see that out of Jack Besh. I just think that it'll do very well. But yes, he's smaller, but he'll be in the slot, and it'll be like that guy in the slot, like a Thad Moss.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a tight end? Are you an H-back? Are you whatever?
He's better than Thad Moss, I'll say that.
I agree.
Not a better blocker, but he's a better receiver for sure.
Right.
He's just significantly more athletic.
What do you think about quarterbacks? I know we haven't seen enough, but
did you see that quote from Coach O yesterday? That he said all 4 of the quarterbacks are in a tight battle. It's like, shut the fuck up, man.
Whatever.
We all know at this point that it's Miles and Max. Maybe TJ.
Maybe TJ.
Maybe TJ is in there.
Man, he's just.
I wouldn't say maybe TJ's the starter.
I agree. I think TJ's in it because his arm is just elite.
Sure, and his
he's got some experience.
Right. Yeah, that too.
He's been in some situations.
One of the biggest things about TJ last year was that his release was just so much quicker than I thought it would be. Like his decision making is just so quick.
Yeah.
That was shocking to me until he ran into actual pass rush, and then he kind of just completely broke down. But again, I was very surprised. He's a freshman too, and he was supposed to be a project, and he was kind of ready to go right out the gate. So I thought that was very surprising, and our offensive line was terrible. But yeah, I think Max Johnson obviously was better than him when he came in, and then I think Miles is the best quarterback in my opinion.
Do you think he's the number one guy right now?
I think he should be. Although granted, I don't know what Max has been doing in camp, but it sounds like they're saying that he's been the best in camp so far.
Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then everybody's saying that Garrett Nussmeier is like awesome.
Really?
They're all saying that like he's looked incredible for a freshman.
So there's the competition that I see is that next year Walker Howard coming in, and I think eventually it's going to be Walker Howard and Garrett Nussmeier competition.
It could be a Walker Howard, Garrett Nussmeier, and Max Johnson competition.
Could be.
Yeah. I mean, because Max Johnson will definitely still be around next year. Well, I mean, who knows? Transfer portal's crazy, but
the confidence level out of Garrett Nussmeier is
so. When I watch
huge.
Garrett Nussmeier in high school, it reminds me.
He's a shoe guy. He's a sneakerhead.
Is he?
Yeah. I need to connect with him.
I see him almost every day, or every Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay. Check out his shoes next time you see him.
Okay, I will. Actually, I'll see him tomorrow. So I'll
and you run into him and say, "Hey, look, I'm with One Team One Podcast."
Right, that's actually exactly what I'm
my
going to do
42-year-old uncle wears Jordans.
I don't know if freshmen are allowed to come. Is that just a Nick Saban thing, or does LSU do that too, where freshmen can't go to do media and stuff?
I don't know. We had Dylan Cruz on,
right? But that I'm talking about for football specifically.
I don't know. We'll break it.
Okay. Yeah,
we've broke many of LSU rules so far.
Definitely,
they're looking out for us. Kate Doty had a cruise missile shirt on the other day. It wasn't ours. We made a better one than that.
So,
but LSU's already told us to take ours down, and then other bootleggers are putting it out there. So anyway,
yeah, we're actually the ones getting stuff stolen from us, and then people are saying that we're going to steal stuff from them.
I know.
That's what we.
That's why I'm like, are you stupid?
This was our original
idea.
Are
you dumb? Are you not seeing? You're not seeing it. You're not seeing what we're doing.
Well, he's not seeing what we're doing because
he blocked us.
Because
you're a little puss.
Right.
Anyway,
he's a puss. What was I saying?
We're talking about Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah. So when I watch his high school tape, it reminds me so much of like a light Baker Mayfield.
Okay, I was thinking something similar.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I was also thinking Johnny Manziel a little bit.
I saw someone compare him to Johnny Manziel.
His arm is better than Johnny Manziel.
Tiger droppings. Yeah. His arm's better than Johnny Manziel. Is what we said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't agree with that. Johnny Manziel has like plus arm strength.
No, I think Baker Mayfield has a better arm than Johnny Manziel.
Oh, hold on. I thought you were saying.
No.
What did
Garrett
I just say?
Nussmeier.
I just got so confused.
Garrett Nussmeier's arm is better than Johnny Manziel's. He just his foot. I mean, he's probably not as fast.
Maybe. He's definitely not as fast.
Right, but he's got a little bit more mobility, kind of like how Baker Mayfield has got mobility.
That's why I think of Baker. It's the only thing with Baker Mayfield. I thought you were saying that Baker Mayfield has less than Garrett Nussmeier. That's why I was confused.
No.
I think Baker Mayfield is just a little bigger. You know.
Yeah, because he's older.
He's just even in high school he was very thick.
Right.
He was like 6'1", 230 in high school. Like he's always just been very thick.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Garrett Nussmeier will get that thick too, and it'll be just like Baker Mayfield.
I think he will. I mean, he's a freshman. Like,
right?
What is he? He's 6 foot, like 180, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he 6 foot, like 6'1"?
I think I want to say he's 6'2".
6'2"?
6'2", 180.
He looks small compared to these other guys, obviously, because they're 6'4", 6'5",
right.
6'6".
They've been doing Tommy Moffett shit for a year at least.
Well, even the height though, like that's the one thing that kind of concerned me. But
stature too, yeah. Those three quarterbacks that are really in the battle, are monsters. Absolute I mean, Miles is 6'4". He's the shortest.
220.
Yeah, 6'4", 220.
Whatever.
He's more like 240. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I got you.
It's funny how we said 220 last year, and we're like, let's be
honest. Oh, come on.
Like
no way. He's 220.
He's more like 200.
Now
it's 20 pounds the other way.
He's like a powdered donut away from 240. Yeah.
He's 220 completely dry.
Yeah.
Right.
220, no underwear.
It used to be 220 soaking wet.
No. Yeah, exactly. He was 210 soaking wet.
Right.
He couldn't keep any weight on, that kid. All right, so I agree with you. I think it's Max. I feel like he had control of the team at the end of the year, and I do think Miles Brennan has some injury issues still. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that injury was more than what everybody's thinking it is. I think it's still like a lingering issue, and I'm not as confident with him under center as I am with like Max. There's a confidence level that I have with Max Johnson.
Mm-hmm. My thing with Max Johnson is actually kind of the opposite. I just feel like, well, it's not exactly the opposite actually, but I just feel very safe with Max Johnson because I don't have a fear of durability issues with him. Although he is a runner, so he'll take more hits.
Yeah.
Um.
Then Miles.
Huh?
Wait,
He'll take-
confidence.
They're
Old Forester 1920. By the way, guys.
liquid
ahead.
confidence.
That's right.
Wait, what was your question?
You were saying confidence in Max compared to Miles.
I feel like he's a safer option, is what I said.
A safer option just in quarterback in general.
Yeah, I just think he.
I thought you were talking about running the ball.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, I was saying that Max runs more, so that he'll take more hits, and possibly could get injured just as much, if not more.
Although
than
we were
Miles.
seeing Miles run the ball too much.
Right.
And
well,
part
part of that's because our offensive line was terrible and he had to scramble a lot. And you hope that some of that is fixed this year, or all of it is fixed this year.
Well, I think with a good quarterback coach too, you just tell him, "Hey, look, get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Stop scrambling."
Yeah. And I think Jake Peets is a good quarterback coach.
Absolutely.
So,
I think that was the perfect thing for Miles Brennan. Now, whether it's enough to get him to the starting role, I don't really know.
Mhm.
But what I saw was you had a kid that was either afraid in the pocket sometimes, and he would run too quickly out of the pocket, even when he didn't have pressure, or he would just stay in there and take a sack. And a quarterback coach should be able to tell him, "You need to get rid of the ball, and here's your outlet."
Yeah.
Sometimes they wouldn't even have a fucking outlet out there.
Mhm.
They would keep a running back in.
Yeah.
Last year they did that.
There was a lot of max protection.
Whereas the year before with Joe Brady, you'd had Clyde come out there in the flat. I mean, I don't know what. Like now they've figured it out. Like we've got a formula. Let's go back to 2019. Run that fucking offense.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the problem was. Why we had to switch anything up in 2020. We talked about that at the very beginning of the year. Like, if you don't switch anything up, I know you got less personnel. It's not the same personnel, but the formula still works. It's the best college offense we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Why would you change it?
I wonder if Jake Peets is more comfortable with a guy that can run too. Just because, like, you think about last year, he had Teddy Bridgewater.
I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that was him, though. I get what you're saying.
Here's my thing, though. I've never seen Teddy Bridgewater run as much as he did last year in Carolina. So I would tend to attribute that to his quarterback coach and his new offensive coordinator and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually very surprised with this is a side point, but I was very surprised at how athletic Teddy Bridgewater looked last year, and I really hope the Saints go get him.
I know I saw you say that. And I agree with that. I think that the Saints
now that
need
they have
to grab
Sam Darnold, right? Yeah, just go get another guy to put in that room, and that's experienced. I just don't think James is the option. Anyway, I wonder if that's true that Teddy ran more last year because of that offense, and Jake Peets is going to bring that offense here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's more comfortable with a mobile quarterback, and that would give Max the edge.
Yeah, I think that's where you got to go anyway. I mean, I think Max has got a good enough arm. I don't think we've actually seen his arm enough yet to make good judgments on it.
I think we've seen it enough to understand that he has the weakest arm in the quarterback room.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that because
and that's not necessarily a horrible thing because those are all very strong arm quarterbacks.
Does he have a strong enough arm like Joe Burrow had? I think he probably does.
I don't know if he has as strong an arm as Joe Burrow.
Maybe a little less,
but in Joe Burrow's fifth year.
Yeah, maybe a little less.
I mean, Joe Burrow every single year improved his arm.
I mean, we're talking about a kid that's
right.
a son of a quarterback. I'm pretty sure he's got a decent arm.
Sure.
He's got the mobility like Joe Burrow. I feel like he's the closest to Joe Burrow that we have in the quarterback room. Accuracy, arm strength.
In terms
mobility.
of comparison, sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's the best quarterback in the room.
Didn't say that. Just
Right.
closest to Joe Burrow.
Sure. I agree
To
with that.
me,
But I
Miles has his faults, and Finley has his faults as well.
Right. So what would you say Miles' faults are?
Mobility.
Mobility.
Injury prone.
Other than injury
Pocket
prone is what I mean.
awareness. I think those are three things that immediately come to mind for Miles Brennan. Pocket awareness and the lack of mobility are a problem, in my opinion, especially if you have an offensive line that's trying to figure things out.
Mhm.
And if that's still the case, then that's a problem. It's red alert.
I will say though, if you come into the season and you maybe still haven't figured out the quarterback battle, hopefully that's not the case. But if that's the case, then I think you have to see how your offensive line is doing.
Mhm.
And if it's doing good, then I think you can stay with Miles. But if it's doing poorly, I think you probably need to go to Max.
I agree. But that's more of a shot on Miles than it is anything else. It's not necessarily the offensive line. I get it. I understand what you're saying, but you got to have a guy that knows how to deal in the pocket.
Yeah.
Like he's got to make decisions in the pocket, and that means if he needs to dump it off, or he needs to scramble, or he needs to have some mobility.
And I think you're basing a lot of what you're saying though off of that Mississippi State
game.
first half.
Cannot get it out of my head.
Sure, and that was terrible, but it was only one half.
It was bad.
Sure, it was bad. It was one half of football, and then the next 5 halves that he played were all very good.
I don't know if he got the pressure on him that he got in that Mississippi State game, because he had Vanderbilt and he had Missouri, and I don't think he had what he had against Mississippi State. He was getting a lot of pressure on him against Mississippi State.
Yeah.
But then there were some times where
they were dialing it up.
Then it got in his head. That was my biggest issue. It got in his head, and there was a couple of times where they would act like they had pressure on him, and they would bring somebody, but we picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he still thought he was getting pressured, and he ran out of the pocket because he didn't know how to act in the pocket.
Yeah,
that was red alert time for me, and it was like, oh my God, this is a guy who's been in the system for 4 years now.
Sure, and
he is not prepared in the pocket right now against Mississippi State.
Yeah,
that was red alert.
Sure,
and you can put up all the numbers you want, but that was like, okay, this isn't good. He's not ready yet.
Yeah. And all I'll say to that is I had 2 things. One, we're very harshly criticizing a quarterback who threw for three.
For sure.
Wait, hold on. Threw for 345.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. And we had 7 or 8 drops that day.
Yeah.
The drops were crazy. You take out the drops, or you take out half the drops. Could have been 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, or something like that.
For sure. That's why we criticized the guy who was telling us that if Jamar Chase wasn't playing in the game, we don't beat Mississippi State.
No, it was Missouri.
Or
yeah.
He was saying number one is we beat Missouri if we had Jamar Chase in the game.
Right.
Come on, you're crazy.
That was obnoxious. That was completely.
But
obnoxious.
Mississippi State, I still think
we beat Mississippi State too. Yeah. I mean, Terrace Marshall was great, but he had a big drops problem. And so if you had a guy who's as sure-handed as Jamar,
but it makes me think they didn't have the same offseason that year. Was that going to be a problem? Even if Jamar Chase played, do you think Jamar Chase would have been having drops too?
No,
just because he's that good,
dude. He's crazy.
I know he is.
He wasn't dropping shit.
I know. It's just I didn't think
he dropped a couple passes here and there in 2019.
I didn't think I would see the level deteriorate wide receiver drops.
And another
from one
thing,
year to the next.
You talk about confidence with Miles Brennan.
This is supposed to be a Masters episode.
How much more confident is Miles Brennan against Mississippi State in the pocket if he gets in panic mode?
Oh, for
he
sure.
He has a panic button he can press, and it's number 1. It's number 7 actually.
Yes.
Right. It just fuck, I'll throw it up to him. I don't care. He's in triple coverage. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. He's gonna catch it anyway.
I agree. I think that had a lot to do with,
right.
And I think he wanted it to be to Terrace Marshall. I think he wanted that to happen with him as well, or to Eric Gilbert.
Right.
And Eric Gilbert had some drops too early in the
Eric-
season.
yeah.
I mean, he's a true
Mhm.
freshman.
No, Eric Gilbert had drops. Terrace had drops. Trey Palmer, I think, dropped more balls than he caught.
Right.
John Trey is still developing into a wide receiver. Coy Moore, any of them.
And John Trey's like
Butte.
32 years old.
Right.
We need to have him on for a bourbon review. Yeah, so I agree with you. I think that Max is the guy right now. I think Miles is close, and I think TJ is kind of like right around there. And his arm strength is just so elite that it's always going to keep him in a discussion.
Yeah.
And I'm just hoping one of these guys just comes through and is like, they're the guy. And there's no, I don't want to have like a debate in 2021, like of who the quarterback is going to be. I want it to be like, okay, this is the guy. We're not going away from that guy,
Mhm.
no matter what.
Right. Well, I mean, if Miles wins the job this year, we're still going to have a QB battle next year because that'll be Miles's last year.
Right.
Well, actually, I guess he would technically have another year. So never mind.
Yeah.
Although I think if he starts next year, he might go pro.
If he starts this year?
Yeah.
So this will be his 4th year junior.
He'll be a 5th-year junior.
That's weird.
It is strange. See, that's something I'm doing. So that's how I started doing it at first. I'm actually trying to switch to he's a senior, and he can come back for a second senior year.
Okay.
The next year. That's how I'm trying to do it in my head.
Think of it.
But that's not how most people are saying it, so it's hard.
Right.
Yeah, 5th-year junior sounds ridiculous. And then I wonder if he could actually get a 7th year because he could get a medical red shirt for this year, huh?
Possibly.
He only played 3 games.
I'm not quite sure.
I'm
not sure. I think he would have already had to
apply for
that. If
No,
I'm not mistaken.
I think after your 6th year is when you have to apply for it.
Okay.
Because I know there was a player for Tulane who applied for it after his 6th year.
Okay, this is what we were talking about Zach Von Rosenberg doing, is that if he came back this year and then he got hurt, he could have been the first seven-year senior in history.
Right, he would have been the first 50-year-old college football player. Right.
Yeah. We need to get Zach back on, by the way, for sure.
Yeah, draft's in 3 weeks from now.
That's right. We can get him on. We need to get him on. I'll reach out to him. We'll see if we can get back on for the draft.
Saints cut Morstead, so
I know. We talked about that the last time we had him on. What was your dream team to go to?
He said Saints.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you hate Thomas Morstead. You want us to cut Thomas Morstead. Right.
And
they did it.
Yeah.
They're listening.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right. So, Masters, let's recap it.
Who else do you like in Masters? Other than your 6 guys. Any other guys that you were like, ooh, I like that?
Cameron Champ.
I like Cameron Champ.
And
Abraham Answers was one of my guys.
Okay, really? Yeah. Okay. Who's the other guy? He played at Vanderbilt. Shorter guy. Hits it a ton. Like huge drives.
Vanderbilt.
Short
small.
Guy.
Yeah.
Driving me crazy. I can't believe I can't remember.
No idea. Another guy I like is I like Joaquin Neiman.
Okay.
You know that name?
Yep.
He hits it. He hits the ball far. People don't realize he does, but he does.
Let's see. I'm going to look at it.
I'm trying to look through. I'm trying to look through it too. This is great podcasting.
I know. Let's see. Xander Schauffele.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he went to Vandy.
Yep, went to Vandy. Short guy, hits it like 350.
Yeah, Schauffele's been playing great.
But he has. But he's expensive on this.
He's such a great like runner up.
All right, so let me give you the 1 through whatever. It's Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, Brooks Koepka, Rory McIlroy. I would never pick Rory in a thing like this. He's just so hit or miss to me.
Yeah.
Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay, Morikawa.
Morikawa, right?
Patrick Reed. I would never pick him then. Tony Finau. That's not a bad one. Victor Hovland. Terrell Hatton, Daniel Berger, Matsuyama, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Scotty Scheffler, and then Paul Casey, and then we're like underneath the 10,000 mark.
Gotcha. Interesting.
I know. So
Morikawa, I think, is a good value.
I think that's a
play.
very that's a very good like. I know.
I-
I'm trying to think of like guys that are going to be like very
like he's one of those guys
consistent.
that's like, I think he would get a top 20 finish. He's very consistent.
All right, so Dad says Morikawa, so I need to.
He did.
Yeah, I need to put him in there. Yeah, he's confident. I could tell.
Yeah, I like Morikawa. The only thing with Morikawa is he does not hit the ball very far.
That's okay. You don't need to at the Masters. You can place the ball at the Masters. You can place it. You can.
I mean,
You can still reach a par 5 and 2.
Name the last few guys that have won the Masters.
Dustin Johnson, he didn't hit it hard at all.
No, right? Yeah, that's a big.
Tiger Woods, he's short guy,
Right, yeah.
game guy. The back's terrible.
Right. I mean, I guess Patrick Reed, does he hit the ball very far?
Nah, he places it.
Yeah, I mean, he's more of a he's
not
more
a huge hitter.
He sticks to his irons and wedges.
You've had
he's a stick it close kind of guy.
You've had Phil Mickelson, obviously. Bubba can
Bubba's a
slab
bomber,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else has won recently.
But you've had guys like
Danny
Francisco Molinari.
Played well. He didn't win it.
I know, but he was like
he
right
played
there
well,
in contention.
right,
But he's
sure.
one of those guys where it's like
Sure.
you're
But
just
I
spotting
think,
it.
But for the most part, it's the bombers that are doing well at the Masters. Is how I remember the past few years, at least.
I don't know.
I mean, Danny Willett is probably maybe the shortest golfer that I can think of that's won it.
Yeah, those par
recently.
5s are a big deal.
I guess
obviously.
Jordan Spieth doesn't crush it, so he's won it.
Although we did see him last weekend, I think we were all together when he hit a hybrid, a 3 hybrid, and it went past whoever he was playing with's driver.
Right. You see that shot he hit last weekend? It rolled on down the cart path, and he was hitting it off this like big chunk of dirt, and he hits this big flop shot and just sticks it to like 1 foot.
That's perfect.
Oh,
all right.
That was how he was playing last weekend at the what was it, the Travelers or whatever.
So we're playing at Greystone on Sunday, right?
Is that right? Yeah, sure.
Sunday
At 8:00. That's right.
8:00 in the morning.
Right.
We're playing at Greystone. We're gonna talk to Greystone and see if we can do a little show there.
That'd be
Maybe
cool.
not that day, but like in the future.
Yeah.
And then maybe that can be like our home course.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, all right, we do a golf tour. We do a Louisiana golf tour. I want a home course.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our home course, and then we practice there, and then we go to these other courses in Louisiana, like Carter Plantation, go to Squires, we go to all these different courses, we do our reviews or do our tour, but we have our home course, and Greystone can be our home course.
Yeah, Greystone could be the home course. It could be. It's got to be either Greystone or Santa Maria, because Santa Maria is also like right there.
Or U Club. I've reached out to U Club, so we'll see if that.
U Club wants to.
I've
to
reached
be
out
our
to
home
Frank
course.
Gumford. Frank, if you're watching, I'm reaching out to you. I'm gonna call you. Yeah, that would be great. So
U Club would be fantastic.
we're gonna have a bourbon and cigar. We've already reached out to KJ Malone. So I think PF will probably, and Penelope Bourbon, they'll be our bourbon and cigar sponsor.
For our golf thing?
Yes, for our golf tour.
Great.
And then we're looking at golf ball suppliers, and then maybe like outfitters, like clothing, things like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if we can get something going. All right, guys, go to oneteam1podcast.com. Check out our Masters gear. We have some, you see the logo down at the bottom right of the screen. That's the Louisiana Masters gear. Check it out. We have our polos, our Nike polos, and we have our Imperial hats, our rope hats, ready to go on the website. Also, big shout out to all of our sponsors. Bank of England Mortgage, guys. That's our biggest one. Visit KJ Malone and play at Squires. That's what Dad says. So I'm not quite sure what that means.
Squire, I think that's in.
No. Yeah, that's in Ruston.
Yeah.
So that's what he's saying is like he wants us to go to Ruston, and we'll get Carl to come out there. not KJ, but we'll get Carl to come out there too.
KJ can fucking come too. You,
Yeah,
you
well,
dick.
yeah, but I think KJ lives in Baton Rouge.
Does he? I thought
I
he
think-
was. He's not living up.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I
Well, he
think
was up there when he came on the show.
Well, maybe he's. I don't know.
I think he's
I'll have
back home in Ruston.
Okay, I'll
Uh-huh.
have to chat with him. So
Because he doesn't work for LSU anymore.
big shout out to Bank of England Mortgage, boemortgage.com. Check out Patrick Michelson. Reach out to those guys. Get your mortgage applications, refis, anything like that onto the website. Also, check out, all right, so we're going to go through Bear Process Safety. So Adam Barry, Bear Process Safety. Oh, my God. Holy cow.
The thing keeps freaking out on
All
me.
right,
Sorry
so
about
Bear
that.
Process Safety, check out Adam Barry at bearprocesssafety.com, and that's Bears in the Wild on their Instagram.
Is that right?
Yeah, but if you type in on accident, so I've done this before. If you go to bearps.com,
Yeah.
that's their website. It's bearps.com, not bearprocesssafety.com, by the way. But if
I
you
copied and pasted that from their site.
okay, well, it used to be, I don't know, maybe they changed it, but it used to be bearps.com. And when you type that in, it would automatically change it to beards.com, which would take you to, I think, a porn site. So they probably did change this.
You
for
know,
that.
there's a good story. I was trying to do a school project, and I was on Papa's computer back when we lived.
Of course
at their
you
house,
were. Yeah.
And I typed in advocate.com.
Okay.
Advocate.com is a gay porn website.
The Advocate.
To the Advocate is the Advocate of Baton Rouge.
So advocate.com.
Advocate.com. And of course, right when I pulled that up, Papa walks right behind me. What the fuck are you looking at? I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what
all
this
right.
is.
If anybody's watching right now, please go to advocate.com to verify this. We need somebody
I don't know
to
if
make
it's
sure
there
that this
anymore.
works exactly the right way we're talking about. All right. So big shout out to Adam Barry. We're going to go play golf with Adam too pretty soon here too.
Great.
But next you have Courtesy Automotive Group.
I was just going to let you start and then
Brandon
I'll click the button.
Lejean at Courtesy Buick GMC in Lafayette, 4750 Johnston Street in Lafayette. Call Brandon. Get a deal with Brandon. I'm telling you, he can hook you up on Denali vehicles. He'll deliver them to you. He's in Lafayette, but he can deliver to you in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, anywhere you're at in Lafayette and in Louisiana. So reach out to Brandon and he'll hook you up. Next is Ether Insurance. It's Adam Emerato at etherins.com. Adam is dude, he'll make it happen for you. I'm just telling you. Like, you want a house, he'll get you a house. You want an insurance quote, he'll get you an insurance quote. It doesn't matter what line it is either. Like, you just put it in and he'll find something for you. He had a dude try to get a Bitcoin company, like a Bitcoin mining company, have commercial insurance for his Bitcoin mining company.
Wow.
Like, and he was like, sure, I guess. Like, how many employees you got? And it's like that. That's the kind of stuff that he can do. It's
Right.
like not just regular insurance. He can do anything you want. So reach out to Adam. He'll think out the box for you for your insurance quotes. Next is Relief Pools. It's Ben Landry at Relief Pools and Patio. So I'm actually talking to him. I have a little space in my back patio that's perfect for a hot tub. And he knows our last house, we had a pool and a hot tub, and I really miss the hot tub. And he knows this, and he's thinking about, okay, is there ways that we can do this? We've also talked about incorporating the old fashioned reviews, and we go to one of his spec houses where he has done his pools and hot tubs, and I sit in a hot tub and we get bartenders from different places to bring me old fashions, and we taste the old fashions in the hot tub that he's made, and it's all brought to you by Relief Pools. These are ideas straight from Matt Anderson and Ben Landry. I don't know if it'll ever happen or not. But Ben Landry, he'll hook you up with a pool or a hot tub. Check him out. And, man, he's got they can get anything you want. He does it the right way. He doesn't rush you or anything like that. He'll take care of you as a client. A lot of pool companies won't. The next on the docket is visit our shop page at oneteam1podcast.com. Well, we're forgetting bogeys. Bogeys in Baton Rouge. Clayton.
I was going to lead into that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but Clayton.
We'll do it this way.
Clayton over at Bogeys is taking good care of us. I got my Bogeys cup right here. Guys, we're going to try to go to Bogeys this weekend if the weather is right. It looks like it's about to get dark right now too, but hopefully the weather is right this weekend where we can go over there for the Masters and have like a good crawfish boil kind of set up for the Masters. He'll take care of you over there. Let him know that the podcast sent you. Now, I'm telling you, he really will take care of you if you tell him that One Team One Podcast brought you. We're going to go try to hook up with Jared Foster over there too. I got a t-shirt for him. Midweek games matter. He wanted a t-shirt. I told him, like, dude, I got this t-shirt for you. We need to see you again. So we're trying to hook up with him again this weekend. Maybe we can have him on the show.
Definitely.
And then we were talking about Sam Burns. I know John Peterson loves bogeys. So hopefully we can have some golf pros on the podcast. But we'll need to utilize bogeys a little bit more. We'll do some more live streams from there for sure. We appreciate everybody for sticking with us tonight. We follow us on all of our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have some merch that we're pushing right now on Facebook and Instagram. So go to oneteam1podcast.com. Yeah, check out our YouTube page as well. We're trying to get more likes and views on YouTube. Also, we just you didn't even know this, but we've subscribed for Patreon. So I'm looking into Patreon a little bit more. Not quite sure where that takes us right now, but I'm kind of exploring different things. But we're on Twitch, but we're also on Patreon now.
What is Patreon?
Patreon basically would unlock us to obviously our shows, but we would actually be able to give our members discounts on, like, say we did a golf event somewhere, or say we did a whiskey tasting. It would give actual members the rights to see some of the stuff that we're doing, so people can sign up to be members for our Patreon.
Oh, cool.
So there's some bigger stuff going on that we want to kind of take a look at. We'll see where that kind of takes us, but we're doing some lifestyle stuff here, bro. So this is not just LSU sports. We're going to be doing bourbon. We're going to be doing golf. We're going to be doing all of it. So we don't know where this is kind of taking us yet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know.
It's kind of like
I'm a marketing guy. I just kind of go with it.
You have a world-class talent and a marketing whiz.
Yeah.
What does that make?
Yeah. Prestige worldwide.
Prestige. Wide.
All right. One team, one podcast.
Logging out.
We showed you what the GOAT was last year when we beat y'all 50-7.
Let's go! One team!
Relax, big boy.
Team One Podcast?
One Team One Podcast.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Really good. Yeah.
Why is he so fat?
They're fat.
One team!